Hey, everybody.
Afternoon, friends.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Okay, so we had a lot of discourse last week over whether or not that was a drill or not.
Yeah, in some ways it was set up that way, but once it was Ron Butterfield and the president alone, there was some confusion. Like, obviously, you and I were watching it one time in real time.
Yep.
Maybe if we went back and watched it, I haven't edited it yet.
Sure.
I'm not that far out.
Yeah.
Excuse me, hiccups. But I thought that it was a little obscure in terms of whether or not there was actually an emergency event,
Mhm.
or if it wasn't, or if everyone was being told it was a drill,
Yeah.
whereas only the president
Yeah.
was had clearance enough to know what it was.
And I still don't know because I hopped on Patreon to do comments.
A lot of people were debating back and forth on it. I saw.
The first comment I read, somebody said that it wasn't, and I was like, okay, cool, thanks for clearing that up.
Right.
Then I scroll up a little bit. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
like okay,
and some of these are wonderful people that
yeah.
have watched the show through a couple of
20 years.
times.
It's a 20-year-old episode,
Right, and people have really broken it down, and I'm sure, and I'm not going to get online and look.
It
I
kind of
don't
takes
like
the fun out of it.
I don't like to get that much help
Yeah.
from like I don't need somebody who worked on the show to be like, this is
Yeah.
what it means. You know what I mean?
I like thinking about.
I like the
that on
discourse
my
with
own.
other fans,
Yeah, for sure.
but not with like I don't need someone to tell me what something means on a show or like to.
Yeah, I only go to like
I like art to kind of leave some obscurity when there is
sure.
some.
I mean, if you're looking up like what does 2001 mean,
Right?
you can
Yeah.
get discussions on Reddit and stuff
Exactly
like
right.
that. You know,
But I don't want someone that's like I'm friends with Stanley Kubrick and here's what he meant. Like I don't want that
yeah.
extent.
The
I
fun
don't
is yeah,
I don't want to know what Rick did to get in trouble in Casablanca to get to become an expatriate. You know what I mean?
it's all
I
about
like not knowing.
it's up for interpretation,
Right,
and I
exactly.
like forming my own opinion about it and then like, talking about it. Like, here's
Absolutely.
why I think this is the way it
Yeah,
is. Here's why you think it's the way it is.
that's where the fun is,
Yeah,
and that's why it's really cool to see on Patreon. So I'm glad like it wasn't like, hey dummies, it
yeah.
was clearly this. I'm like,
West Wing
okay,
for dummies.
yeah, exactly. Like, okay, well, I'm glad everyone didn't let us know that we're stupid and there was a really obvious, clear
Yeah.
answer. Because I mean, we watched it and I got done. I was like, I'm not 100% sure
What
if
is
this was a drill or not.
this is kind of fun. What do you think happened? Do you think it's a drill? Do you think it's not a drill?
If I had to guess, and I read a lot of the comments, but not all of them, but if I had to guess independently, I would say it wasn't a drill.
Okay.
And it's one of those need to know basis things because the one line when Ron's like, "Well, we know it wasn't. Was it Turlini or something?
Yeah.
Turlini. I don't remember what
Turmeric. I'm just kidding.
yeah, whatever it was, Turlini, whatever he said. We know the next one's not going to be that. So I'm like, well, that does that mean that that's what this was, and therefore, this was an actual
Sure.
attack that just didn't carry through, that they caught in time, they treated in time.
I landed on the fact that it was a drill, but when he said that was because somebody bought it, and they said that,
Right.
like that a scientist in this, I think it was in the state, had it, and that's
Gotcha.
why he's like it won't pass through again. That's how I read it.
Well,
That's what I think happened.
Well, I wasn't sure if the other, they said someone else has a something.
Sure.
I thought they were talking about something else. Like we know that there's somebody out there with something, so we know it won't be this.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, it was intentionally,
Yeah.
really ambiguous, and
Glad
so
they did that.
I love it. I
too.
love ambiguity. There's something really fun about how Inception ends.
And we can all take something away from it. It's
Exactly.
great, man.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
There's good time.
Yeah.
I like being able to walk away and be like, I love that I don't have a definitive answer. That there things are up for interpretation.
Yeah, and with 3 episodes left of this season, or 2 episodes,
A couple, yeah,
a couple left. I mean, like we're really getting into the home stretch here, so
right. And
I'm excited to see what happens here.
I am too. I enjoyed the episode. I'm kind of looking forward to, again, as we said last time, what is the game plan for what they set up for season 6?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have said season 5 is their least favorite season. Still a good season, and I agree with that. But their least favorite of the show. But a lot of people say season 6 is really fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. But
The hype
again,
is real.
not hating season 5 at all.
No, not at all.
All right, we should go ahead and jump into it. I do want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. Thank you, guys. I'd like to give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balaj Foldes, Chris, Derek Peterson, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Surigunda Varapu, Torgir Linkstad, Weird Magic, and Weird Panda 47. Thank you very much for being here, folks. We really appreciate you.
Yes, we do. And if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you might hit the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else that we've watched or we're currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including The West Wing, we are at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are on YouTube. So if you get done watching the YouTube edits, would like to continue, you can do it on our Patreon page. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You will only see us due to copyright law.
Yeah.
You know who I miss on this show and wish we would see again?
Ainsley.
Yeah, but bigger to me is Lord John Marbury.
Lord John Marbury. Yeah.
I don't know if Roger Rees, when he passes away, I know he does, but if he's still alive, I would like seeing him again.
One of my favorite episodes, if not my favorite episode, Dead Irish Poets. When they had Toby at the bar.
Yeah. I have problems with all people getting killed.
Me too.
Me too.
And that's why I try to
have
stay
a
out
problem
of
with that. Exactly. Ceasefires are good all the way around.
For sure. 100%.
Days and I'm still not adjusted. 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling.
Those briefing books will put you right out.
Feels even hotter today. Is that possible?
Enjoy your break?
Depends on what you think.
Does Donna fall in love with the press guy? Jason Isaac, yeah. Very talented guy.
Yeah, we just obviously watched the Harry Potter movies. He was great.
Yeah.
Movies, yeah.
Yes, Donna is very pretty.
Lovely, yeah.
It's gone the way of the dodo.
They offered their high-speed.
Oh my god! Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh my god! That scared me.
Did they just kill these people? Is Donna dead?
And Fitz were in there, yeah. It's a door open.
Get them out of the car!
Oh my god.
Did they just take Donna off the show at the end of this season?
I have goosebumps. Look at this. This is insane.
I did not see this coming at all.
So, you know?
No, there's no way he'd be sitting there asleep if he knew.
Donna? Get
I
these
couldn't have sleep if
daily
he was just sitting there.
interminable emails that I have no time to read.
So this is backstory.
Minnesota just set up an official state website linked to Canadian pharmacies for the importation of cheap drugs in violation of federal law.
Maybe we can stop overcharging Americans for pharmaceuticals.
I agree.
We need a policy. Hoping no one would notice seems to have run its course.
I'll get into it.
The vice president attended that fundraiser in Manhattan last night.
Heard he did well.
Try to keep the amazement out of your voice. They wanted to know whether the White House was contemplating active re-engagement in the peace process.
It's a tar, baby. Sisyphus hijacks your entire agenda.
Arrived to Gaza. Couldn't even unpack. By the way, still no comprehension of the money.
I think Donna dies. This definitely sounds like a eulogy, right?
I'm going to be in tears. That's
Oh my god.
Colin Ayers, photojournalist.
The cameras were a big hint.
I'll let you listen in peace. If you meet me in the bar when this ends.
They always portray like war journalists is so cool in movies.
No, for sure.
Because they're cool.
It's definitely a cinema cool job. For
yeah,
sure.
it is. In real life too, it's super dangerous.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
So show me.
He's scared of rape vines as well.
Yeah, right.
Real Gaza. When you get out of the hotel meeting rooms and into
I
the
think you might be
streets,
right.
what hits you about Gaza isn't
Yeah,
the
this feels like a
overcrowding and
goodbye, doesn't it?
poverty. You've been briefed about that.
Should like to understand Gaza better.
I am not unemployed. I'm an electrician.
Ashraf works in construction in Israel.
I can't work to feed my family. He says I should become one of them.
What's it say?
Glory and eternity for our martyrs.
And Afghan farmers can't afford to grow cotton. They plant something else.
Poppies.
Fields and fields, like someone colorized Nebraska.
Explosion in Gaza, the Cadell. Some fatalities.
Donna?
It just happened, that's all I know.
Andy too.
And Andy, yeah.
Yeah. They just had babies.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
God, this is rough. I'm pretty sure Andy wasn't in the same car. Oh, that's Andy.
Hello? Andy.
Okay, good.
Thank God, my heart sank.
Oh,
She was in the other car, and she's all right.
That's
You're all
okay.
right.
That's all
I
figured.
see her.
2 congressmen confirmed dead. What about Donna? What about Donna? She was in the car at that.
So he was on the plane probably over there.
3 dead so far, sir. Congressman DeSantos and Corbett.
Oh, God. Admiral Fitzwallace.
He talked him into going.
I asked Fitz to go.
Have any idea of her condition, where she was taken? I understand. Is there anyone there? Magley from the DNC wants to talk about who to run for the 2 vacant House seats.
Gross.
Joking. He figured since my ex-wife was only almost blown up that I'd only be almost upset.
Right.
I'm glad Andy's okay.
Wonder who they would have called had she been one of the ones killed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's really gross, but yeah.
What do we know? Roadside bomb detonated by cell phone.
They knew they were targeting Americans. The black suburbans are well known in the region.
An FBI investigative team is en route to the scene.
Langley's coordinating with Mossad and Israeli military intelligence.
The Palestinian Authority condemns this attack in the strongest terms.
Do you know who they are?
Criminals. Traitors.
That's not what he's asking.
Prepare contingency plans for retaliatory military action against Palestinian terror targets,
Owned that room.
including the chairman's headquarters.
This kind of reminds me of season 1 where Leo had to talk him down from what was it, non-proportional response?
Is the administration considering military action in response to today's attack?
We're strongly urging both Israel and the Palestinian Authority to refrain from doing anything to further inflame tensions in the region at this time.
Well, the thoughts and prayers of a grateful nation are with you and your family at this time.
God, those
Awful
calls. I know, every time. I always think back when John Goodman was president and he has to make those and goes, when does this get fun?
Yeah.
How many more of these do I have to do?
Yeah.
What's going to be our response?
What do you think it should be?
Regime change.
State's convinced nothing can happen till these two guys are gone.
Israel's not the problem.
Settlements, the wall.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's an ugly mess.
Palestinians are no longer fighting to destroy the Jewish state. They're fighting for a state of their own.
It's tribal. It can't be solved. It's Hatfield and McCoy, and there is no end.
She's so young.
It was always my wish to turn my body into deadly shrapnel.
Heavy indoctrination.
Yeah.
She had children.
Oh, yeah. 1 and 3.
When they attack your people, they pretty much made that choice for you.
We'll use this as an opportunity.
If I was Josh, I would leave. This would make
can't handle
this
this,
conversation would drive me crazy.
You kill the people who did it, you kill the people who planned it, then you kill everyone who was happy about it.
If there's some place you'd rather be, everyone would understand.
I'm fine with there.
I think he should go.
I think he should go, yeah. It's going to be with her. She did rush to go see him when he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I really feel like him going is going to be she's going to die when he gets there. I really do. I'm preparing myself for dying.
Haven't written anything off yet just because the show is so dark sometimes.
It feels like a way they would end the episode.
And it's a huge Donna episode. This is
They're giving her a lot of,
7,500 Israeli settlers surrounded by 1.3 million Palestinians who do not wish them here. Young Palestinians would come out from hiding, boys with rocks, and they shoot them with live bullets.
That would chill me to my core.
I think she's going to die. I really do.
There was an exchange of gunfire and 6 suspects were taken into custody.
Any chance of the right people?
The Israelis say no.
Military options.
As you noted earlier, sir, fixed targets are hard to come by.
We don't know who did this, or even if they meant to.
Don't overreact.
I know.
Because some people are stupid.
Collapsed lung, broken thigh bone.
Collapsed lung, that's no biggie, right?
We suction the air from the pleural cavity by chest tube. You can see her, if you'd like.
Okay.
Come take a ride.
That's going to mean the world to her whenever she wakes up. He's there.
Yeah. I'm glad he didn't just stay working.
Yeah. I love that. I love that he's injured, she goes to him, and vice versa. It's really sweet. Is this Fitz's wife? You're going to see?
Probably. I think that's one that you do in person, right? After the fact that
everything they've been through.
he retired, and then you asked him to go do this one last thing.
I wish I could express the depth of my sorrow for your loss.
I know the world. Okay.
That's not great.
Nope.
Thanks. Israeli gunships just fired missiles into an apartment house in Gaza City. 12 killed, including 4 children.
This sounds like our world now.
The Hamas leader is among the dead.
God.
Complicated, man.
Well, this was genuinely upsetting.
Yeah, very much so.
Despite the fact that it's a 20-year-old episode, it very much echoes through time. To the ugly state of the world that we're in right now. And again, I have really, really, really strong specific feelings about it that I'm obviously not going to get into here. It's just
impossible to talk about.
This isn't the venue for that. We're watching a fictional television show. But God, the conversations they were having, the line that stood out to me while they were waiting outside the Oval Office right before Josh left, was Toby saying there is no solution to this. It's tribal. It goes back forever, and it's going to go on forever. And there probably isn't a brilliant plan to talk everybody down for everyone to get what they want or a compromise to a level where everyone's going to be happy. It just doesn't exist. It's frustrating and horrible and tragic that it just doesn't seem to exist. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I did too. And I would like to have a conversation with somebody about it, but it seems like every time you do, it's so passionate on both ends, you know? And I think that look, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? I want to talk to somebody about this openly, but, you know, it's tough, especially now when everything's very politicized. People, you know, the thing is, people think that I have a dog in the fight. I have Palestinian heritage, and it's like truly like just because I am a Palestinian man does not mean that like I feel one way or the other. I mean, I have my beliefs in it, which we're not going to share over here because then we'll just be discourse.
Right. No, we're not trying to pick a fight with anybody.
No, we're not doing that at all. I don't want to do that on Patreon or YouTube.
It's a complicated issue. It absolutely is. However you're feeling, I guarantee for everyone that wants to say something, you're probably right on some level.
Please,
I promise.
We don't want to do that here.
We're not trying to fight with anyone or get anyone fighting with each other. All I will say is I absolutely have feelings about what can and should happen. But all I will say is there's got to be we need to find a way that for people to just stop killing each other and just be mad at each other.
100%.
You know, no one. It's not going to end happily. Everyone's going to be mad. Everyone's going to be mad. But if we can just stop murdering people, that would be a really lovely place just to get to there. We don't have to get to where everyone's happy and everyone's feeling joyous about it. Yeah. But can we just stop killing people?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just leave it at that.
I agree with you.
Otherwise, brilliant episode. I thought Donna was going to die the whole time.
Oh my god!
The way they
so
focused,
tense.
The way they focused on her backstory and build up, I was like, they're building us up for Donna to die, and I'm really glad that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. It's really sad Fitzwallace did.
Yeah.
I mean,
guy.
Logistically, with a television show, you've kind of like obviously John Amos was moving on to other things. Yeah. It's like, well, if you're moving on to other things, we can just kill your character off, just for fun.
They did it with Miss Lanningham as well,
Right, yeah, because she was leaving to do a different television show.
A show that she didn't get, by the way, which sucks.
It does.
But say Levy. Right. But no, I think that, it was very, very well done in terms of drawing out tension the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And the show does have certain expectations that it gives to viewers because we've seen The West Wing before. We know that usually things don't work out for people on the show.
The number of episodes that end without happy endings probably outweighs the happy ending episodes.
This season alone
on this show.
This season has been a tough one,
For sure. Like the happiest episode we got is when the government shutdown was ended, and that's it. That was the high bar. What's the greatest thing that happened on this season? Well, other than a pretty unrealistic episode of magically saving Social Security in one day.
Yeah.
We stopped the government shutdown, and that's it. There's your high bar. Everybody went back to work.
Yeah.
And it's like that's really bleak that's the best you can hope for while the stakes are this high.
For sure.
Probably realistic to the world we live in.
And there's a certain cynicism with this season, like we just said. I'm curious to see if they carry that through the rest of the show. You know what I mean? If season 6 and season 7 are also quite dark.
Well, I've seen comments from people on YouTube that have said, like, once Aaron Sorkin left, the show got consistently a lot darker, right? It got to the point where it just feels like every character on the show is doing their jobs, but they hate their job. Whereas they didn't used to. Like, for the Sorkin seasons, everyone was like, I'm excited to come to work and do this. Let Bartlett be Bartlett. I serve with the pleasure of the president. All of that, kind of took a backseat this season. But it sounds like at the end of this season, it reboots a little bit, and it gets back to there's at least I hope that there's a little more sunlight, kind of moving forward.
I wonder if that's the creators took over, kind of echoing their own frustration with the administration at the time.
Sure. Yeah, we were in Bush too.
Yeah.
While this was happening, it wasn't the happiest times in America.
For sure. And it's like, maybe they had to do it that way.
Sure.
Just because, like, whatever. There's a lot of bad happening right now. Let's pour energy into that.
Right. Someone give them give them a drink and a massage and, like, take a week in Florida, man.
For real.
We'll come back and let's write something a little happier.
Yeah.
Right. We'll catch you next one, guys.
See ya.